Imagine a world shaking itself awake. Centuries of darkness and dust, and then an explosion of light. Art, science, ideas, like nothing we'd seen for 1,000 years. That was the Renaissance, a rebirth that changed the way we see the world. But why did it all start in Italy of all places? And when exactly did this revolution begin? The Renaissance wasn't some light switch flipped on, it was a surge of energy building for centuries. Those early whispers of change began in the 1300s. Thinkers like Dante and Petrarch dared to challenge the rigid medieval worldview. They dug up the forgotten voices of Roman writers, poets, and philosophers. This renewed focus on the beauty of language and the richness of human experience laid the groundwork for the Renaissance explosion. Then you have Florence in the early 1400s, the heart of this revolution. Artists like Brunelleschi, Donatello, and Masaccio didn't just copy old Roman stuff, they studied it, mastered it. Brunelleschi designing the cathedral dome. That wasn't just impressive, it was a statement, a declaration that beauty, ingenuity, and human achievement weren't dead but reborn. The printing press, rumbling through Europe by the mid-1400s, changed the game entirely. Imagine a world where knowledge was the privilege of the elite, locked away in hand-copied manuscripts. Gutenberg's invention smashed that. Suddenly, books, pamphlets, and ideas flew across the continent. That meant scholars could debate, regular folks could question, and the authority of a single institution was challenged. While Europe buzzed with new ideas, empires clashed in the East. The Fall of Constantinople in 1453, tragic as it was, had a ripple effect. Scholars fleeing the Byzantine capital poured into Italy, carrying with them the treasures of ancient Greece, texts, philosophies, a sense of a legacy long thought lost. Imagine the thrill, like finding a forgotten attic filled with wisdom. Then, just as the 1400s close, you have that restless European spirit spilling over the edge of the map. Columbus sets sail, da Gama rounds Africa. The world isn't just a bunch of religious texts anymore, it's wide open for exploration, for conquest. This fueled the Renaissance engine too. Ambition, curiosity, and a hunger to understand how everything fit together. Suddenly, the world and humanity's place within it looked very different. Buckle up, because Italy in the 14th and 15th centuries wasn't your typical medieval kingdom. Imagine a vibrant patchwork of city-states, Florence, Venice, Milan, Rome, each fiercely independent and constantly vying for power and prestige. Think of them as the Renaissance rock stars, each city locked in a cultural arms race to attract the most brilliant artists, the most innovative architects, the most groundbreaking ideas. This intense competition between city-states fueled a vibrant artistic scene. Wealthy families like the Medici in Florence and the Sforzas in Milan weren't just accumulating riches, they were eager to invest in cultural capital. Showering artists with commissions wasn't just about vanity, it was a strategic move. It was a way to declare our city as the most cultured, the most enlightened. This patronage system fostered a unique environment where artists weren't starving in garrets, but celebrities courted by the powerful. Imagine Michelangelo not scraping by but sculpting David under the patronage of Lorenzo de' Medici, a powerful political figure and cultural tastemaker. But Italy wasn't just a hotbed of ambition fueled by internal rivalries, it was also geographically blessed. Cast a glance at the map. That boot jutting into the Mediterranean Sea wasn't just a cartographic quirk. This prime location made Italy a trade hub for centuries, connecting Europe with the riches of the East, spices, silk, and most importantly, knowledge. Ideas flowed freely alongside goods. Italian scholars weren't confined to dusty European libraries. They had access to Arabic translations of ancient Greek texts, like the groundbreaking scientific works of Aristotle, long lost to Western Europe. Imagine the intellectual explosion when these rediscovered texts found their way into the hands of brilliant minds like Galileo Galilei. Now let's not forget the ground they were literally walking on. Italy wasn't just a collection of bustling cities, it was the heart of the Roman Empire, a civilization obsessed with order, law, and engineering. Everywhere you looked, crumbling statues, ruins of forums, remnants of aqueducts, whispered of a glorious past. These remnants weren't just ignored, they were studied, admired, and emulated. Architects like Brunelleschi incorporated elements of Roman engineering into their breathtaking domes, while artists like Michelangelo were inspired by the classical ideal of perfect human form embodied in Roman sculptures. The Fall of Constantinople in 1453, a tragedy for the Eastern Roman Empire, became a boon for Italy. Scholars fleeing the Ottoman conquest weren't just refugees, they were walking repositories of knowledge. They brought with them a treasure trove of ancient Greek texts, philosophy and art. Imagine the thrill in Florence when scholars like Marsilio Ficino encountered the complete works of Plato for the first time. This influx of knowledge fueled a fervor for rediscovering the classics, igniting the humanist movement that placed human potential and achievement at the center of the universe. So the stars truly aligned for Italy. A confluence of factors: the competitive spirit of city-states, the patronage system that fueled the arts, the geographical advantage of trade, the legacy of Rome, and finally the influx of Greek knowledge, all converged in this unique moment in history. It was a place where ambition, wealth, a hunger for rediscovering the past, and a simmering current of intellectual curiosity all came together to spark a cultural revolution that changed the course of human history. So was the Renaissance inevitable? Would it have happened somewhere else eventually? Maybe, but Italy at that moment in time, it was the perfect storm. And what followed? It wasn't just European history, it's all of our history leading to us right here, right now. So, did it change the world? You tell me. Think about that. And if you want more on how the Renaissance shaped our ideas, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned.